Action. King Charles takes out the trash. Prince Harry Meghan evicted from Frogmore Cottage. Greetings and a gracious welcome to the World of Royal Staffs channel. No more rumors. The shocking news has finally been confirmed. King Charles has made the unprecedented decision to evict Prince Harry and Meghan Markle from their royal residence at Frogmore Cottage. And what's more, the palace has allegedly given their home to none other than the disgraced Prince Andrew. It's a stunning turn of events that has sent shockwaves through the royal family and the world at large. What could have led to such a drastic move, and what will happen to the Duke and Duchess of Sussex now? Keep listening to find out. According to recent reports, King Charles has decided to evict Prince Harry and Meghan Markle from their royal residence at Frogmore Cottage. But why would the king take such drastic measures? It appears that the timing of Harry's memoir, Spare, may have played a role. The book, in which Harry made a series of sensational claims against the royal family, hit UK shelves in January, and only days later, the eviction notice was issued by Buckingham Palace. The plot thickens as the paper also alleges that Harry and Meghan's access to all royal residences has been severely curtailed. It's highly unlikely that they will have free access to any of their family's properties ever again. And even if they were allowed to renew the lease at Frogmore Cottage, they probably wouldn't have, given that it's money they can't afford to waste. But it's not just the financial implications that are at stake here. How can the family trust Harry and Meghan after the shocking revelations in the book? The documentary included tons of photos taken in the private royal residences, but the most treacherous act was Harry's disclosure of floor plans of all the residences. After all, Harry has earned himself the nickname Prince Blab a Lot and Master of Royal Gossip. Who would want to live near him? Especially since they were clearly running all over with cameras, even into the little playhouse. And if that wasn't enough to convince you, anywhere Harry and Meghan go within the confines of the RF, any home or apartment is heavily bugged. Scotland Yard is heavily bugged. They're not to be trusted. The suspicion is that this has been happening for a while, as Harry had no real info about the Jubilee and funeral after the events. Nothing was picked up on her bugging device because no one spoke to them except for the required pleasantries. Now, I don't know about you, but I find this utterly absurd. I mean, imagine being kicked out of your own home to make way for a man who's been embroiled in scandal after scandal. It's a horror, a travesty, a downright insult. What is really bizarre, Harry and Meghan paid millions to renovate that cottage, only to have to reimburse the crown. And now they're being forced out, with no guarantee of compensation. It's like rubbing salt in a wound. But perhaps the real kicker is that this could be the final nail in the coffin for Harry's ties to the UK. With no permanent address, he could be excluded from the succession, along with his children. And let's face it, with all the family betrayals he's demonstrated, he's not exactly worthy of ruling anyway. Not want to speculate too much, but it seems like the palace has lost all trust in Harry and Meghan. And honestly, can you blame them? They've been running all over with cameras, even in private royal residences. Who knows what other secrets they might spill? It's no wonder that rumors are swirling that Harry may not receive an invitation to King Charles' coronation in May. I mean, if I were in charge, I wouldn't want him anywhere near the crown jewels. Frogmore Cottage, a grace and favour home gifted to the Duke and Duchess by the late Queen in 2018 for their wedding. This is their only remaining residence in the UK, but don't be fooled, it's more like a mansion with 5 bedrooms and sprawling gardens. It underwent a multi-million-pound renovation in 2018-2019 before Harry and Meghan moved in. But what a waste of money that turned out to be. Previously, the cottage had been 5 separate properties for staff working on the Windsor estate. Can you believe that? They took a property meant for the hard-working team and turned it into their own luxurious home. And now, after Princess Eugenie and her partner moved in following the Duke and Duchess 2020 departure, Harry and Meghan most recently renewed their lease on the property in May 2022. But wait, there's a twist in this story. Reports have emerged that the pair are being evicted from Frogmore Cottage. That's right, the Duke and Duchess are being kicked out of their own home. It is unknown whether they plan to fight the eviction, but really, who cares? They are already planning their move to Montecito, California, leaving their troubles behind. And what troubles they have. Their popularity ratings in the US have plummeted since the release of Spare, Harry's memoir. News of their eviction couldn't have come at a worse time, as Harry is expected to take part in an intimate livestream chat with physician, author, and addiction expert Gabor Mate to promote his book. The event is organized in collaboration with Harry's publishers Penguin Random House and is set to take place on Saturday, March 4. Say, who really wants to hear Harry talk about living with loss and the importance of personal healing? He's had it easy, with all the privileges of being a member of the royal family. Now that he's left that life behind, he's just another average Joe trying to make a quick buck off his name. Meanwhile, Prince Andrew remains resolute in his desire to remain at the Royal Lodge, a much larger property in Windsor. And why should he? He's a true royal, unlike Harry and Meghan, who have brought nothing but shame to the family. In conclusion, let's bid adieu to Frogmore Cottage and the Duke and Duchess. Good riddance. You heard it here first, he may be facing eviction if his older brother, Prince Charles, decides to cut the £249,000 annual grant that helps maintain the property. It's high time that Prince Andrew faced up to the reality that he needs to start living within his means after settling out of court with sex abuse accuser Virginia Giuffre following a multi-million-pound payment. But instead of taking responsibility, Andrew has been acting selfishly, clinging onto his 60-plus-year lease on the 30-room property and reportedly paying a measly £250 a week for it. Former MP Norman Baker, an expert on royal finances, told Mailonline that the amount Andrew pays wouldn't get you a cupboard in London, and he's absolutely right. It's about time Andrew started paying his own way instead of expecting the taxpayer to subsidise his luxurious lifestyle. But hold on to your hats, folks, because it seems like there's more to this story than meets the eye. Socialite Lady Victoria Hervey claims that Charles could be seeking to reduce Andrew's yearly grant out of jealousy. That's right, you heard it here first. Lady Victoria says that Charles has always been a bit jealous of Andrew's successful military career for 20 years, and as soon as the Queen has gone, the daggers are out. So what's the plan? Well, there's mounting speculation that Andrew may be forced out of Royal Lodge as part of Charles' plan to cut royal costs. And while Andrew has indicated he won't leave without a fight, it seems like it's time for him to face the music. Critics have called him selfish for clinging onto his luxurious lifestyle, and it's time for him to start living within his means. But what does this mean for Andrew? Well, if he's evicted from Royal Lodge, he'll have to relocate to somewhere much smaller. It may not be ideal, but it's better than him doing a tell-all book or some other crazy sh*t. And let's be real, downgrading him to a cottage reinforces just how much he messed up. It's time for him to take responsibility and start paying his own way. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you found the information and insights helpful and informative. If you enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing to my channel and hitting the notification bell so you can be notified when I release new content. Thank you, and I'll see you in the next video.